Well, hello. Welcome to my kitchen. I have a gorgeous guest today. This is Starla, and I call her my new old friend. Not old in age. Age has nothing to do with it, girl. But she went to high school with my husband, Jimmy.
I sure did.
And so Jimmy has introduced us, and we have become friends. And oh my gosh, I love her, and you're gonna love her too. And today,
Well, we love you. I love watching your cooking show.
well, thank you very much. And I love listening to her sing. Listen, stay tuned towards the end of this video because she's gonna bless us with her beautiful voice. And she is also showing me how to make one of her favorites, and that's, what's it called, Starla?
It's just called old Timey macaroni and tomato.
Yum. You know, how do we make this? You've got, let's see, how much water have we got in here, Starla? What is it, about like that full?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Okay, so not a ton of water, just,
Because you want it as it cooks,
yeah,
you want it to all absorb it because we're not going to drain it.
okay.
So we want all those good flavors to stay in that macaroni.
Y'all, I've never had this. She posted a picture of it on Facebook. We're Facebook friends. I love Facebook.
And we live without
I know. That's how we get to know one another.
Keep up with everybody.
Well, she posted a picture of that, her macaroni and tomatoes, and my mouth started watering. And I thought, that's something I'm going to learn to make. So I got
You're
with
gonna
her,
love
and
it.
she's going to show me. Okay, so a little bit of water.
Yes,
And this is about 3 cups of macaroni. You think that's enough?
I do.
Okay.
I think that's plenty.
No, we hadn't salted the water. You know what?
Better do that.
How much salt? Think a good tablespoon?
I do. I think that would be plenty.
There we go. Just put that down there. Oh my goodness, you've got to salt your pasta. If you don't, it's
Exactly.
yuck.
And now we're going to add pepper.
Oh, pepper. Okay. Tell me how much.
A little smidgen.
Just a pinch. Oh my gosh, do you see
That's
why I
good.
love her?
That's good.
Is that good?
That's good.
Okay. Salt, pepper. What's
Okay.
next?
We'll put the noodles.
That sounds good to me. And we've got what? About 3 cups there.
Mm-hmm. We do.
I'm gonna give that a stir. I love being her sous chef today. All right.
Let's add. Now, at home, I use a tub of butter.
I love it.
So, I don't measure. I just kind of dump everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
So at home, I just scoop and scoop and scoop the butter. So we're gonna start off. Let's try half a stick. We're gonna see if
That
half a
sounds
stick's
good.
enough.
Hey,
Got to have that butter.
I get my scoop butter. Oh, I know. I'm a firm believer in butter makes everything better.
Yeah, honey, it does.
So right there, I'm
Okay.
gonna let that butter melt. Oh, no wonder I saw this and loved it.
Okay, we got to have some onion. Now, a lot of people just do, you know, the macaroni, the tomatoes, the butter, the salt and pepper and all. But I always like to add just a little bit to it. So I add onions because it gives it just that little, you know,
Yes.
that little extra good little taste to it. But you don't have to put onions in there if you don't like onions. 'Cause
There
it's
you
still
go.
going to taste good with or without the onions.
Gonna cut this. Now more or less?
We do. You talking about using that in there?
Or you
We
want
can
this?
No, we can cut that
That
out.
is that too much?
Oh no.
Okay,
It
so
may not be enough, but we'll see after she cuts it up how much it is.
listen, this is one of those kind of recipes that's not a recipe. It's just you get in there and you do it.
Exactly. And I tell you, I grew up on this. And back when, you know, I moved out on my own, I worked at the bank. So a lot of you that might work at the bank as a bank teller didn't make that much money. So I had to cut corners. So my thing was macaroni and tomatoes.
Can't go wrong with that.
And I always had fried chicken gizzards. Those are really cheap. You know, you can get those for nearly nothing. So I lived on fried chicken gizzards and those green Granny Smith apples.
Oh, yum.
So y'all, that was about the extent of what I could afford.
I get it.
When
Been
I
there,
first
done
moved
that.
out on my own.
That's what you call living hand to mouth.
That's right. So Lordy, when Mama would call and say, I'm cooking, come on down, I couldn't get down there fast enough. Then that's when I got me some real good food. But y'all, this is really good.
Oh, I cannot wait.
I think that'll be plenty right there.
I think we're gonna
Perfect.
I hope I don't start crying. Now
Oh.
going right in.
Go right in.
Going right in. Smell it. Oh, I don't want to waste that. Get all of that in there.
Okay.
Just so everybody can see. Get me a facial there. Now, we've got tomatoes.
And we're going to pour them right in there.
Now, these are just diced. These are, can you use any other kind of tomato, or you always use
Yes, you
diced?
can use, I always use the diced, so that way you don't have the big chunks
Gotcha.
in there.
Yep.
So I just pour it in there. Don't drain it. Pour it all in there because you want all of the flavors to cook together.
Oh, yeah. And it's going to take a little minute for this to boil.
And that's really all there is to it, Kathy.
Really?
That is it. It's very easy. It's not expensive. You just throw it all in there, put it on there, and let it cook.
I love it. It smells
It does
good. So when the macaroni is done, it's done.
That's right.
That sounds good. Well, we're going to let this cook for just a minute, and we'll see you when this is done. Oh, Starla, this looks so good. How is it that something so simple can be so delicious?
I'm going to tell you, a lot of simple stuff's delicious.
You're right. Like cornbread and water fried and peanut oil.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Let me serve you.
Oh, well, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
I do appreciate
Well,
that.
thank you for cooking. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I can see where this is a meal.
It is. I used this as a meal many times. And it's so filling, you know. And stuff. When you're on a little budget,
That's right.
you gotta make it count.
And isn't it funny though how this is the kind of food you want to go back to?
Yes.
Even when you can afford to buy
Right.
that steak or whatever, this kind of stuff just keeps
Yes.
calling your name. My plate might be bigger than yours.
Y'all see that? She gave her more than she did me.
Well, I didn't cut up that onion.
I tell you too, in cold weather, oh my gosh, I love to fix me a pot of this when it's cold outside.
Well, this is perfect because it is cold outside right now.
Well, alrighty now. Ooh, it smells so good. Gotta blow a little bit.
You
Just
sure
a little
do.
hot.
That's what makes it good. though.
Exactly.
Those tomatoes are so good. You know, you wouldn't think something that is this simple, you know, pouring a couple of cans of macaroni or tomatoes in a macaroni, then it's got so much flavor.
It does. That's why I just say throw it all in there, let it cook together, because oh, it's just so good with
And
all
that
the flavors.
onion. You don't taste like big onion flavor.
You don't.
But it sure does give it flavor.
It sure does. Yes, it does. Sure wish y'all could be eating some of this with us.
Me too. But more for us, right, Starla?
Exactly.
Well, remember how I told you in the beginning to stay tuned? This beautiful lady has the voice of an angel. It's the
Thank
truth.
you, Kathy. Thank you so much.
You know, I told you that she's my new old friend. And she's known my husband for years. And one day, Jimmy and I were watching television at church. She and I go to church together. And here was this gorgeous lady up there singing with the voice of an angel. And my husband says, "Oh, well, that's Starla. I know Starla. I grew up with her." And she said her and her sister just sing and have the most beautiful voice. And sure enough, she does. And then right after he told me, that she was a beautiful voice and sang. She said, and she's a big Auburn fan.
Yes, ma'am.
But we love her in spite of that.
And I gotta give a shout out to my Auburn Tigers.
Come on, do it,
Woo,
girl.
go boys for #1 basketball.
That's right.
I know.
I will say War Eagle. Now,
See, that didn't hurt. Now,
no,
did
it didn't. But please don't tell my husband I said that. This is
He's
our
gonna-
secret.
he's gonna say
No. But I do have a special place for Auburn in my heart. I definitely do. Well,
Yes.
can you start us off with something pretty?
I'll be happy to. All right. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
You were such a blessing.
Well, you're a blessing to me, Miss Kathy, and I thank God for bringing you to me.
And you to me. Love you.
I love you too.
We'll see you next